Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Eric Rosales. The death of Pope Francis is still sending ripples across the globe, and the turnout to bid the Pope farewell bears witness to his impact. Since his body was translated to St. Peter's Basilica yesterday, more than 90,000 pilgrims have visited him, and the number is steadily rising. Some have waited in line for as long as 5 hours. Foreign dignitaries are also arriving in Rome. In fact, so far, 130 countries say that they are sending a delegation to the Pope's funeral on Saturday. In accordance to his personal wishes, Pope Francis will not be buried in the Vatican grottos like most popes, but in the Basilica of St. Mary Major. EWTN Vatican journalist Valentina Di Donato has more.
St. Mary Major was the basilica that was the dearest to Pope Francis. It was the first place he visited in the morning after being elected to the papacy. As Pope, he was known to pray in the basilica before the icon of Mary, Salus Populi Romani, before and after his trips. And now, after his passing, it is where he will be buried.
We have understood that he is being buried in the Basilica of St. Mary Major, which moved us because we know that he had a great love for the Holy Virgin Mary, which is why he will be buried here, in this major temple of Mary, his love.
The faithful have been mourning the loss of Pope Francis since Monday. Last night, the third night after the Pope's passing, hundreds of faithful gathered at the Basilica of St. Mary Major to pray for the eternal repose of his soul. Cardinal Baldassare Regna, Vicar General of the Diocese of Rome and Archpriest of the Basilica of St. John Lateran, led the rosary, opening the liturgy by comforting the faithful, inviting all who were mourning to, quote, pray the Blessed Virgin Mary, asking her to help us transform this pain into hope and to believe that life, not death, has the final word.
This is a beautiful place to be buried. It's a beautiful church. It's a beautiful cathedral. I understand why he chose it, because he was such a humble pope. And this is a place that he felt comfortable with, and this is his dying wish. And I'm happy they're doing what he wanted them to do for him.
Throughout his papacy, the Holy Father often opted for simpler rituals. Before his passing, Pope Francis wrote a testament indicating his request to end his last earthly journey at this very ancient Marian shrine, together with the Immaculate Mother thanking her for her maternal care. His tomb will lie next to the Pauline Chapel of the Basilica, where his favorite Marian icon of Salus Populi Romani, Salvic Health of the Roman People, is enshrined. The Byzantine icon is believed to have been painted by St. Luke and is associated with several miracles, like the end of the plague in the 6th century. Pope Francis has venerated the icon since before becoming pope. In line with the spirit of St. Francis, after whom the late pope chose his name, the Holy Father asked for his tombstone to remain nearly bare, without adornments.
I think he continued the same since the beginning. He started on the first day. He started to say, "I want to be very simple, like Saint François d'Assise." So I think he continued as he started. So I'm not surprised of his choice.
In Rome, Valentina Di Donato, EWTN News Nightly.